The next recipient of life membership of the STJFL, it does say down here, this young man was a very, very good footballer. Probably could have made it to Melbourne until he did a knee injury, which curtailed his career when he was playing at Glenorchy. From there, he decided to take up the running caper for Glenorchy, and he was the runner when Paul Hudson was out there. He then joined the Sandy Bay Juniors as match manager in 1992 when his sons began, just like many of us, went along to assist. He's still there. This man I have had the great pleasure to coach against. He has always coached with great decorum. He's a fantastic mentor and has been for many, many years. He's produced or assisted in the drafting of Tom Allwright, Marcus Davies, George Burberry. He's very much one who focuses on the development and a strong team ethos. And it's with great pleasure that I announce that John BARWICK is now a life member of the STJFL.
Picked up by Edwards. Edwards tries to bring it back. Yes, he kept it in just. Ah, look at that. Opportunistic bounce. He takes one. Goes inside the 50. Kick towards the goal. Yes, what a goal there from Sandy Bay. That'll lift them. Look at him go, trying to get the crowd into this.
Here come the undefeated team of 2006 so far. The coach is John BARWICK. The technology is advancing here at Duff TV. It's absolutely outstanding stuff. Sandy Bay will do a quick kick forward now. Leaving it behind temporarily with Arnold. Hand pass comes over the top of Archer. Goes to Tommy Arnold. Tommy Arnold might have got it.
As soon as that came off the boot, Nathan, he knew he had it. Beautiful work.
Absolute classy Arnold, boys. Tom Arnold can definitely play a bit, so can Joey Arnold. Now, I'm just watching the body language at the moment on the benches. John BARWICK and Hugo Britton-Moore, who are the two coaches, the coach and the assistant coach. They don't have to do a lot at the moment. They're just watching Sandy Bay put an absolute clean.
Goal kickers for Sandy Bay. All singles to Arnold, Perry, Arnold, Joe Arnold and Tom Arnold have one apiece. Kevin Jubb, Matthew Gill and Matt Wright have one apiece.
JB, congrats on a fantastic coaching career at the Bay, mate. Going back a few years now, I was lucky enough to play under you and win 2 grand finals in both years. You should be very proud of the profound effect you've had on a huge number of young men in their formative years, mate. Your care and compassion you can show for so many of your players sets you apart, and one of the key reasons I think you've had such a long and outstanding career and successful one as well. I've got a swag of fond memories with you. I think without a doubt, mate, it'd have to be probably the first year we won grand final against Lauderdale at North Hobart that day in a tough, hard-fought game with a really talented team. Just your steady hand at the wheel just managed to guide us home, and it was one of my fondest football memories. So thanks for that. Enjoy retirement, mate, and I'm really looking forward to catching up with you for a beer sometime soon. So congrats, JB, you're a legend.
Johnny, it's hard to sum up your career in 30 seconds, but as president of Hutchins Old Boys Football Club and a long-time past player, I just want to thank you for everything you've done and congratulate you on a terrific career. I was lucky enough personally to play for 3 years under you, resulting in 2 under-17s flags and a state final runner-up for Hutchins, which would have been nice to get, but unfortunately we missed out. You're the epitome of the Sandy Bay Football Club. Positivity, hard work, success, mateship, camaraderie, and enjoying the game is many of the beliefs you've instilled in us with your quirky anecdotes, the flying V, persistence beats resistance. They're all crackers, and I'll never forget them. A 7-time premiership coach, I think, sums it up perfectly. You've given up a lot of time over the years, and clubs rely on that to survive, and rely on blokes like you, good blokes, that can not only be there for the time, but improve the club. And I think that's the main thing. So on behalf of all of the players I played alongside, who are mainly premiership players, I just want to thank you and wish you all the best in your future endeavours to steal your own line. Thank you.
So for someone like yourself, as I say, you didn't have any children involved in the club once they're up and gone. What was the motivating factor for you to maintain those links with the STJFL?
I saw the enjoyment that young people get out of playing football, and there were a lot of fine young men coming through the club. And at that stage, you may recall that we didn't actually have a pathway. There was no senior club as such. That folded in 1997. So it was really important that we actually developed a really strong junior club. And so the focus was, to really go around all our schools, our primary schools, our high schools, and we went recruiting players from all the schools in the area. And we built up over a period of time a really strong junior club. 300 plus juniors. So the focus was really to make sure that our children, our boys and our girls, had an opportunity to play football. And that was the important thing.
Sandy Bay are now making the changes. They're rotating their players off the bench.
Very quickly, as you've picked up there, that's a number of players. And of course, I can notice their coach, Johnny BARWICK's just having a word to their midfield player there in Willis.
Young Willis, yeah, he's not a bad player either, so he's given him instructions there.
There's plenty of back towards Pybus. He's competing hard. He can't quite get that one though. And well played by Morton. And here's what we talked about, coming out towards that open side, and that's Willis. He picks it up. He's very fleet of foot. Lovely kick towards the forward line there, and that's a great kick, great mark by McCreary. Have a look at the open forward line. That's Sammy Wright. He's going to run to an open goal. Oh, put down your glasses. That's another goal to Sammy Wright. It was always my fear there for Lauderdale there, boys. They had all the play. Kicks it towards the goals. I think that's... He hasn't quite kicked it. And there's the siren. Sandy Bay are the winners. As they all run out, they're ecstatic. They've won the flag. And let's just have a look at the scoreboard, boys. We'll just confirm that that's 10-9-69 to 5-7-37 in what has been a great contest here at the North Hobart Oval. Well done.
You got one, Bill?
They got one, mate? Yes, that's the start of a couple, I hope.
I once told my players that I was so grateful. 12 months ago, we were sitting down here like the look of our players are now, and we made a pact that we wanted to be back here, this time, right here, right now, when I'm just so proud of their achievements. Tell you what we might do, we'll put a couple of extra medals here, so, Billy to Billy!
feeling is after working very, very, very hard, after having a number of disappointments, and we've certainly had our share of disappointments. We come back this year where we had a single goal and a single focus, and we just worked so hard together. You can't beat a powerful team spirit. You cannot beat that. But more importantly, when you actually put it on the line for each other, you know you've actually earned this today, and it's going to be so, so, so good. I can assure you, we have players who have come back here today. We've had Jack Johnson flying from the Gold Coast. We've had other players who have actually shared in this. And it means so much to those guys, because you actually share now a special bond with each other, as I now share with you. It's something that I will treasure. There is no doubt, nothing gives me a greater thrill when these guys who played in our other premiership teams come back and shake your hand and look in the eye and they say, gee, it's good to catch up. And that's something nobody can take away from us. Nobody can take it away from us. It's worth the pain, yeah? Yeah. It's worth the pain. We've travelled this journey, guys. We started with the journey. And it was a journey. Now we've got to the end of that journey. From this point on, you guys have shown you've got the character, you've got the ability, you can achieve anything you want to achieve out there in life. Because not only have you developed as really, really good talented football players, you've developed as fine young men. And you can be rewarded for that and congratulated for that, guys. I'm thrilled with your efforts, I really am. Now, there will be a little bit of celebration, and much to the parents' horror maybe, I have actually organised a bus. We're going back on the bus, all right? So we will travel together. Steve, Adam has organised a function back at the club for our under-14s. And congratulations to those guys for getting into this grand final. We've been there, and we know that you'll come back after your disappointment today. But as a club, we all still stick together. Pizzas will arrive. I think there are 50 odd pizzas that have been ordered. So what I say now is keep a lid on it. Let's get on the bus. Let's enjoy the moment. All right, guys. We'll see you all down at Coimbra. Thank you. Let's work it through this column first. Okay. Now we go to Cal, I'm sure. Then we go to, obviously, Sam Heron. Okay, he's got to go there. Then we go to Max Heary, who had a job to do and did it. Liam Thompson, who had a job to do and did it beautifully. Bond really, really had a crack. And Lewis Snoy, Andrew Eckhart. How many can we have? Six. Tough one, but he's so reliable back there. There we go.
Okay, John, quick chat, mate. I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of happy coaches over the years, but you are one very happy coach.
Well, look, I am pleased. I'll tell you why I'm pleased, because these boys have been challenged. They were challenged for the previous 2 years against Lauderdale. So it became a little bit of an issue, and we respect Lauderdale as an opposition team. We knew they would come out hard, and these guys had dug deep when they had to. And I'm so proud of their efforts, I really am.
And I remember the frustration. I came in here at half-time last year, and you were really, really upset because you were way down. The boys had a bad day last year in the grand final.
Correct.
And it's so different this year.
It is different, isn't it? And they're the things we remembered, you see, because we made a pact 1 year ago from today that we wanted to come back here and actually perform the way we did. So we dug deep and we took that hurt and we actually grew as a result of that defeat last year.
It's a great result, mate. Congratulations.
Muchly appreciated.
Have a great night.
Terrific. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So it has been, for how many years then have you coached the senior team of the Sandy Bay Football Club?
That will be since 2001, so the last 16 years I've been coaching down there.
The last 16 years, I tell you what, you've got life, all right, but that's fantastic. And as I say, I've had the great pleasure of coaching, well, we'll say coaching against you. We've had some fantastic games, there's no doubt about that. No matter whatever happened, we always just shook hands. I very much enjoyed coaching against you. You're a bit of a professor of the caper and very much enjoyed that. You were a hard tactician. And I know from talking with the boys, they very much enjoyed how you coached, and a lot of them have gone on to do a lot of good things. Is that some of the rewards, just not so much football? Like even Bain Shepherd, if we can today, who was a nomination for Coach of the Year,
Yes.
played under you.
Yeah, look, that's a wonderful point to make, because the reward I've had is the table that are sitting down there, and you know, when your leadership group people all come along, and I had no idea they were coming tonight, and all of a sudden, you know, the students have become the teachers, and to me that's the best reward of all, to see these young men develop into wanting to progress, you know, with their football or in life. You know, you walk down the street and you bump into a player you may have coached 15 years ago, and they shake your hand and say, "G'day Johnny, it's good to catch up." And I said, "Yes it is, what are you doing?" You know, so it's a lifetime experience, so it goes on, it goes beyond.
Righto now we got the big boys. We've got the under-18 grand final where Johnny Barwick's undefeated Sandy Bay take on the youthful Joey Edwards boys from Lauderdale. Let's go and see how they get on. What a beautiful pair of Dukes there. I think that was Collins. Collins wheels around. Oh, talking of Dukes, that was a brave, strong mark there by Joseph Miller. I think that what, Bryce, you and I might be after a few spare chips at half-time. We've just got to keep the calorie intake up. As Bain Shepherd, one of the young men we talked about, who's got a magnificent leap and can run pretty quick over the ground. It's, oh, look at the way the vagaries of this bounce. You would not believe that, Brycey. That ball was going directly through for a minor score, and it is bounced at an absolute right angle, Shane Warne style. And then, if you don't mind the pardons of cricket, it's a Murali Diller the other way, and it's gone through for the 6 points. It's just time's ticking away, Bryce, at this stage, and Lauderdale just cannot get that clean entry into the 50th debut Zio as Brown picks it up. And I think Brown has put that across his body and kicked it through. They're trying to bring it out towards the forward line, and it's Luck. Luck in front of Verrier has kicked the ball to open space. That's a clever kick. If there's no option on, just kick it to open space, because men with the pace of Jai Dharmawadana will run onto that ball and have an absolute picnic for it. Sandy Bay have the numbers, gets it out towards Shepherd. Oh, now this is danger side as Shepherd slipped the handball back inside to Harry Jamison. A ripping grand final day out here at KG5. In the earlier matches, a couple of good games, but there is the siren now. Sandy Bay, 7-15-57 under the tutelage of Johnny Barwick, defeating Joey Edwards' gallant Lauderdale Bombers.
And there's one final thing. We have 2 spare medallions here. First of all, I'd like to meet Mr. Lance Falco. Now, Lance came to the call this year when all of a sudden Andrew had his work commitments, and Lance put his hand up, and he's really been terrific and supportive. So thank you, Lance. And we've got a long-time supporter of our club who's umpired about 700 games, I reckon. How about it?
You showed some great character and came away with a very steely victory. You must have been very proud of those young men today.
Oh, you're right, Hoppy, absolutely. We knew that we were thrown to the sword, and certainly in half-time the boys knew they had a red-hot contest, and certainly Lauderdale is to be congratulated because they really did dig deep, and it was an amazing contest. They fought it right through to the end. They can be proud of their efforts, but certainly when our boys were challenged in that last quarter, they really dug that little bit deeper, and I'm very proud of their achievements.
You were best on the ground in Johnny's 2012 state premiership team, mate. Would you like to say a couple of words about Johnny? Or?
Yeah, I owe a lot to Johnny. You know, he was the one who got me back in the footy. Called me up and asked me to come down and play. It was about year 2012. Lost my spark for footy with obviously an injury and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, he's taught me a lot of things about football and about life. and instilled some morals in me that I'll teach the kids that I coach nowadays. So congratulations, Johnny, and thanks for everything. You're a legend.
Anything you particularly remember?
Probably my favourite saying was, "The cream always rises to the top."
G'day, John. This is obviously very serious stuff, so I've even made some notes. So you leave behind an amazing legacy. That's both to Sandy Bay Juniors and to the league. And in my role with AFL Tasman in looking after coach development, you epitomise everything that a good coach should be. So you're very clear on your expectations around culture, and you're always striving for the improvement both in yourself and in your players. Yeah, your success has followed well thought out and executed plans, and it's something that a lot of coaches would do well to imitate. You may well have an impressive display of silverware, but that only tells part of the amazing journey you've had with the Sandy Bay Lions. So good luck in retirement. I'll see you on the terraces.
STJFL, like John BARWICK, probably one of the best junior coaches and coaches I've been involved with, certainly with junior footballers. He seems to know how to bring the best out of under 16, under 18 young men, which is a very difficult time to deal with people and try and keep them in the game.
The things I'll remember about Johnny most are just a real key bit of attention to the smaller parts, the smaller details. I remember he wanted to be the best kicking team in 2014, and even though we weren't the biggest or the strongest team, didn't even have the most players. I think we were nearly forfeiting a few times, but never did. Because of Johnny's attention to the details and just getting our fitness up and focusing on the little things, we ended up making a premiership, and that's the key thing that I think I'll take away from Johnny's teaching. Just focus on the little things, because in the end they'll make all the difference. So cheers, Johnny. Thanks for everything. Good luck with whatever's to come.
So I want to thank our players for coming tonight, our club president. We're a pretty close-knit group, like most clubs are. I mean, that's how you get your success, don't you? Success breeds success. Yeah.
Well, Johnny, congratulations, and ladies and gentlemen, our new inductee as life member, Johnny BARWICK.
Thank you. Really good.
G'day, Johnny. Hope you're having a good night, mate. Sorry I couldn't make it, but I'd just like to say thanks for all the coaching you've done to me throughout the years, under 16s, under 18s, especially giving me the chance to be captain of the under 18 squad where we went on to win the flag that year. It was an awesome year for the boys. I'd just like to thank you for everything you've done as a person and gained me as a person and the person I am today. I'm sure most of the boys, the ex-Sandy Bay boys, have put you in on their resume as a reference, as you're always willing to help out the boys. And I hope you have a good night, and thanks for being an awesome coach. Cheers, Bass.
As it comes out towards Bastick, Dennehy tries to get him. Oh, and Bastick sells the candy. He comes back inside, and Jack Bastick has put that one through for a goal. Howlett now running close towards that one. It is Douglas who works his way forward towards that particular one. And that's the siren, Duff. She's all over. Sandy Bay are the victors here in season 2014. As you can see, the Brains Trust now just congratulating themselves. And the Sandy Bay players are cock-a-hootin'. Why wouldn't you be? It has been a convincing victory here for the boys. They finished top of the ladder.
Thanks, Tony, and certainly to Mick and all of our players, you were very, very brave. To come back so hard like you did in that last quarter, and also when you were lying around on the ground out here, you can be very proud of the fact that you ran yourselves into the ground. So great contest, well done, congratulations. To our players, wow, it's been a long time coming for some players. Some of our younger players have, I think, lost 2 or 3 grand finals, and this year it's finally happened. So the old saying, if you just keep working and you keep remembering those disappointments, that our day will come when you work hard enough. And certainly as a team, I'm so proud of what you've achieved today. Congratulations.